We have to go to paper. Maybe it takes longer, but the only secure system is paper.
Why not just have paper ballots?
We do have paper ballots. What the machines do is they count those paper ballots in a way that makes it very easy for people to verify after the fact through the means of audits and recounts.
Its name is Dominion. With the turn of a dial or the change of a chip, you can press a button for Trump and the vote goes to Biden. What kind of a system is this?
What happens when a voting machine company decides to play fact checker? Spoiler alert, it doesn't end well for Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dominion's about to serve up a truth sandwich, and MTG's got a front row seat at the table. Will her evidence stand up to scrutiny, or will it crumble faster than a house of cards in a tornado? Stick around to find out. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. So Marjorie Taylor Greene walks into Congress. No, this isn't the start of a bad joke, but it might as well be. Our favorite conspiracy-loving congresswoman has been spinning tales about election fraud like she's auditioning for a spot on Ancient Aliens. And let me tell you, her evidence would make even the guys who believe in lizard people say, whoa, slow down there, cowgirl.
Dominion has filed 8 lawsuits seeking more than $10 billion in damages against Fox News and other networks, corporations, and individuals.
Talked about the Dominion software. I know that there were voting irregularities. Tell me about that.
That's to put it mildly. The computer glitches could not and should not have happened at all.
People have been put into danger. Their families have been put into danger. Their lives have been upended, and all because of lies. It was a very clear calculation that they knew there were lies and they were repeating them and endorsing.
MTG's been strutting around Capitol Hill, bragging about her smoking gun proof that the 2020 election was rigged. It's like she's got a degree in make-believe from Trump University. Let's take a look at some of her greatest hits, shall we? First up, we've got the classic Italian satellites zapped our voting machines theory, because apparently Italy decided to take a break from making amazing pasta and pizza to mess with American democracy. Makes total sense, right? I mean, who hasn't woken up one day and thought, you know what, I'm gonna use my secret space lasers to change some votes in Wisconsin. But wait, there's more. MTG also pushed the idea that Hugo Chavez, the former president of Venezuela who died in 2013, somehow rose from the dead to rig the election. I guess in MTG's world, zombies are real and they're really into American politics. Who knew? And let's not forget her claims about Dominion voting systems being in cahoots with China to steal the election. Because if there's one thing we know about top secret election rigging schemes, it's that they always involve multiple countries and a publicly traded company. That's just Conspiracy 101, folks.
Smartmatic is a company that was formed by 3 Venezuelans who were very close to the dictator Chavez of Venezuela. And it was formed in order to fix elections.
That is where the fraud took place, where they were flipping votes in the computer system or adding votes that did not exist.
Does Smartmatic own Dominion?
No. We do have a relationship. We are competitors.
Were you associated with the late Hugo Chavez?
Absolutely not.
Now, you might be thinking, who needs Netflix when we've got MTG's wild theories? But here's the thing, Dominion isn't finding any of this funny. They're about to drop some truth bombs that'll make MTG's claims look like a house of cards in a hurricane. And let me tell you, it's gonna be more satisfying than watching a flat earther try to explain time zones. Dominion's not playing around. They're fact-checking MTG's claims faster than Trump can type "Kufef" in a midnight tweet storm. It's like watching a magician reveal their tricks. Suddenly, all that election fraud magic is disappearing quicker than MTG's credibility. Alright folks, it's time for the main event. Dominion versus MTG in the Battle of Facts versus whatever MTG's been smoking. Dominion's not playing around. They've got more receipts than your grandma after a Black Friday shopping spree. And let me tell you, they're about to serve up a truth sandwich that'll make MTG's conspiracy theories look like a kid's menu at a fast food joint.
A voter takes a paper ballot. They've made their marks, however they make their marks, depending on the jurisdiction. As they deposit it into the ballot box, it goes through a digital scanner and then drops into the ballot box.
Do you ever think to yourself, I got into this to help paraplegics and blind people vote more easily, and look what happened?
I think about it all the time. This is the scanner that sits atop a locked and sealed ballot box. This is how they cast their ballot. Goes through a scanner, and now we have an image of the ballot that we just cast.
First up, let's talk about those Italian satellites that MTG swears were zapping our voting machines. Dominion's response? Sorry, MTG, but our machines aren't connected to the internet. They're about as online as your average rock. Turns out, hacking a voting machine that's not connected to anything is like trying to send an email with a potato. Good luck with that, Italy. Next on the chopping block, the zombie Hugo Chavez theory. Dominion's fact checkers must have been laughing their butts off with this one. They basically said, look, we know 2020 was weird, but even we can't make dead people rig elections. Sorry, MTG, but it looks like your undead election fraudster is about as real as Trump's natural tan. But wait, there's more. Remember when MTG claimed Dominion was in cahoots with China? Well, Dominion's response was basically, we're as Chinese as fortune cookies. Which, fun fact, were actually invented in America, just like MTG's theories. Now, here's where it gets really good. Dominion didn't just say nuh-uh to MTG's wild claims. They brought out the big guns, actual evidence. You know, that pesky little thing that conspiracy theorists tend to forget about. They've got documents, they've got expert testimonies, they've even got a lie detector test that probably short-circuited the moment MTG walked into the room. It's like watching a game of whack-a-mole, but instead of moles, it's MTG's wild claims, and Dominion's got a mallet the size of Texas. Every time MTG pops up with another bonkers theory, Dominion's there to smack it down with cold, hard facts. It's almost unfair. Almost. But here's the kicker, folks. While MTG's been running around Congress like a kid who's had too much sugar, screaming about election fraud, Dominion's been quietly building a case that's tighter than Trump's spray tan. They're not just bringing facts to a conspiracy fight, they're bringing a whole arsenal of truth bomb. Well, folks, it looks like MTG's evidence has about as much substance as a politician's promise on election day. Dominion just served up a truth sandwich, and let's just say MTG's conspiracy theories are looking pretty stale. Next time you hear wild claims about election fraud, remember, facts don't care about your feelings, but they do care about your votes. And hey, MTG, maybe stick to CrossFit? Cause your political workout's looking a bit weak. You're about as convincing as a flat earther trying to explain time zones. But don't worry, we still love you, just like we love watching car crashes and dumpster fires. Speaking of dumpster fires, stay tuned for our next video where we dive into Trump goes nuts when Jon Stewart destroyed Trump's entire reputation over debate. Lies. It's gonna be wilder than MTG's theories, and that's saying something.